Boys, we need to talk. So, today I was just in my thoughts, thinking about some of the things I've done in the last month, just out of pure boredom. And I reflected back to the time, and I think I've mentioned this in one of my videos, about how I went to a cafe one time. And I was just doing my work, whatever, and an old lady sits next to me. And I say, the usual stuff you say in the morning, your good mornings, your how you going, kind of stuff. And then I just strike up a conversation, and ended up talking to this random lady for an hour and a half about just the most random but also interesting stuff. And I found out a lot about how she's related to my grandpa and all that kind of stuff. It's crazy, absolutely wild, and did not expect it at all. And the reason why I'm mentioning this, and it's kind of directly related to this video, the title, whatever, is talking to strangers is such a great thing to be able to do, because, well, also, I just noticed that a lot of people don't like to, or when they do talk to a stranger, it's usually a very brief kind of conversation. It's just kind of like, very, very dry. They say a couple words and then just silence, and then they just leave and whatever. Didn't get to know anything about that person. Share a moment. Now, I'm not saying that you have to have some crazy conversation with every person that you see. That's not what I'm meaning. But when you have like that opportunity to just strike up some conversation, I highly recommend to do so, because you never know what you might learn about that person. That person might be some intellectual freak that has some crazy idea, and you could potentially, invest in it or whatever. Or it might be a person who, I don't know, has similar interests to you. You never know. And, the longer you let it kind of sit there in your mind, whatever, the more chances it will become regret. And I think that a lot of people don't like doing this because they have a fear of potentially being judged or having an awkward conversation. But newsflash, awkward conversations are going to happen no matter what. It doesn't matter whether you're at a party or, I don't know, at a university class or a meeting, whatever. You're going to have awkward conversations, and, it's just a conversation that might not be that interesting. Like, get over it. It's not that deep. But a lot of people like to overthink it and just kind of, do whatever, and just avoid it. And personally, this year I've kind of started talking to strangers more and more, just about random stuff. Just mention something random and then ramble on about other stuff. And I found that some of the best conversations I've had, not all, but some of the best conversations I've had was just with random strangers, because I thought something about them and then I ended up learning something completely different about that person. And also I learnt stuff from these people that I don't talk to at all, never talk to, as well as, having a laugh, whatever, with a person again that I don't know, have no connection with whatsoever. And it's something that can also then, if you do it enough, you got to be consistent with this stuff. It doesn't just, one time and, I'm not saying again you come up to a random person at night in a park and just start up a random conversation. Like, it's more like when you have the opportunity to. But it also, it will improve your conversational skills, but in the sense that you'll be able to, it will improve your, help you with cold calling, cold emailing. It actually probably make cold emailing easier because you're not even talking to the person. All those kinds of things that you may have to do in the future when you're working or have a business or whatever. But yeah, it's a highly enjoyable thing to do, and it's also a great way to meet other people and just at least kind of gain another mutual friend in a way. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that video and see you in the next one.